Lego Star Wars feels simple until the catalog is in front of you. The first set you pick decides if this hobby becomes a calm weekly ritual or an expensive box that never gets finished. Star Wars adds extra friction because the lanes are split. Some sets are built for display, some are built for play, some are built for collectors who already know what they like. If you start in the wrong lane, you can end up with a build that is too repetitive, too fragile to handle, or too large for your space. This guide removes the noise. It gives you one rule and a small set of safe starting options. It also gives you a clean upgrade step so your second purchase feels earned, not random. The goal is not to own the most sets. The goal is to own the right first set for your time, space, and patience. Start small enough to finish. Start iconic enough to care. Empathetic Star Wars sets are not one category. They are several different hobbies wearing the same logo. A large collector model like the UCS Razor Crest is built for slow evenings and careful display. A large walker like the UCS AT-AT asks for both space and ongoing dust control. A centerpiece like Luke Skywalker's Landspeeder rewards detail-focused builders. Meanwhile, a play-focused set is optimized for handling, minifigure scenes, and quick satisfaction. The problem is that most buyers start by choosing with their eyes only. That creates regret when the build experience does not match the buyer. The second problem is hidden commitment. Piece count and box size do not tell you how repetitive the build will feel, how fragile the finished model will be, or how many separate sessions you will need. The third problem is storage and display. A ship with a wide wingspan needs a stable shelf. A tall model needs vertical clearance. A dark set needs light to look good. Your first decision should be your lane, not your favorite scene. The guiding rule is simple. Buy your first Star Wars set for the job it will do in your life. There are 3 lanes. Lane 1 is relaxed display. You build once, you keep it on a shelf, you do not play with it. Lane 2 is story play. You build for minifigures, scenes, and handling. Lane 3 is builder practice. You want techniques and satisfying steps, even if the display result is smaller. If you pick the right lane, almost any set inside it can work. If you pick the wrong lane, even a great set can feel like work. Use 3 filters before you choose. Filter 1 is time. You need a set you can finish in your normal week. Filter 2 is space. Measure a shelf and commit to that footprint. Filter 3 is patience. Some builds have long stretches of the same color and the same shapes. When in doubt, choose a compact icon. A set like the R2-D2 model is a safe anchor because it is stable, recognizable, and forgiving. If your goal is a calm display piece, start with a model that is stable and not too wide. The UCS X-Wing is a strong first choice for this lane because it has a clear silhouette and a build that feels like steady progress. It also finishes as a clean object that reads well from across a room. If you prefer something more compact, the R2-D2 model is even safer. It is narrow, it sits flat, and it looks finished on almost any shelf. In this lane, you are buying a sculpture. That means you should value rigidity, stands, and surfaces that are easy to keep clean. Avoid display sets that require a very large base or a fragile outer skin as your first purchase. They can be amazing later. They are less forgiving early. Set yourself up for success with a simple display plan. Pick one shelf. Clear the depth. Add stable light from the front. Then build only for that spot. A single well-placed display set creates more satisfaction than 3 sets with no home. If your goal is play and minifigure stories, your first set should be easy to handle and easy to reset. A small starfighter or speeder works better than a large fragile display ship. It survives hands, it fits a table, it stores in a box without stress. A set like the Dark Trooper Attack is small, but it teaches the rhythm of building scenes. A set like Ahsoka Tano's T6 Jedi Shuttle adds variety and still stays manageable. In this lane, value play features, sturdy connections, and figures that you enjoy. Do not start with a complex collector model if you want play. Collector models often use techniques that prioritize smooth surfaces over strength. That creates frustration when you try to handle them. Also avoid sets that create a giant footprint for a small playable area. You will spend time moving it rather than using it. Your first play set should leave you with energy for a second scene, not fatigue. If your goal is building satisfaction and skill, start with a compact model that has clean shaping. Smaller builds often teach the most because every piece matters. You learn how angles are formed, how studs are hidden, and how structure is reinforced inside a small volume. A set like the Scout Trooper helmet has a focused shape and a clear end result. A set like Luke Skywalker's X-Wing fighter gives a classic ship build without demanding a full collector commitment. In this lane, the best first set is one you can build twice. The second build is where you notice techniques and improve your sorting and pacing. Avoid very large builds in this lane at the start. Size can hide weak habits. A smaller build makes mistakes visible and easy to correct. When you finish, plan storage for extra parts and instructions. That keeps the hobby friction low. Skill building starts with consistency, not scale. Dioramas are a fourth option that works well for adults who want display without large footprints. They are compact, they have strong composition, they are usually stable on shelves. A Death Star Trench Run diorama gives you a clean rectangular base and a clear story. A Dagobah training diorama gives texture work and a strong character moment. The build experience is also different. You get small subassemblies, surface texture, and deliberate placement. That feels less repetitive than large panel builds. Dioramas are not ideal for play. They are designed to be looked at and left alone. That is a strength if you want a calm display. When choosing your first diorama, pick a scene you recognize instantly. Recognition matters because the set is small. The context completes the display. Dioramas are one of the safest ways to enjoy Star Wars on a small shelf. After your first set, the upgrade rule is to increase only one dimension at a time. Increase size, or increase detail, or increase build length. Do not increase all three at once. A mid-scale Millennium Falcon is a good second step because it is iconic and it fits many display setups without becoming a room project. It also gives variety in structure, angles, and interior touches. If you know you want a premium collector ship, the UCS Razor Crest is a different kind of upgrade. It asks for more time and more careful handling, but it delivers a high presence when displayed well. Before you upgrade, confirm the shelf depth and confirm the dust plan. Large ships look worse when they are neglected. Finish the build, place it, and live with it for a week. Then decide if you want more size or more variety next. A steady upgrade path keeps motivation high. Some Star Wars sets are amazing and still wrong as a first purchase. The main trap is choosing the biggest set you can afford before you know your lane. Very large collector models demand long stretches of repetitive building and they demand a dedicated display plan. A massive walker like the UCS AT-AT can be a rewarding project later, but it is not forgiving when you are still learning your pace. A giant ship like the UCS Millennium Falcon can become a half-finished box if your weekly routine is not stable. Another trap is fragile display models when your real goal is play. Fragile models train you to avoid touching your set, which removes the part of the hobby you wanted. The final trap is buying for completion. Do not buy an entire faction or a full scene early. Buy one set that you finish, place, and live with. If you feel pulled toward a huge set, use a controlled test. Build one mid-sized set first. If you finish it calmly and you still want more scale, then upgrade. Restraint at the start protects both money and motivation. If you want one safe starting point that works for most adults, start with the R2-D2 model. It is compact, it is stable, it looks finished on almost any shelf. It does not demand a special stand or a large base. The build has variety without long repetitive stretches. If your lane is clearly relaxed display and you want a ship, the UCS X-Wing is the stronger first ship choice. It delivers an iconic silhouette and a satisfying build rhythm. If your lane is clearly story play, start with a small scene set like the Dark Trooper attack. It is sturdy and it gives fast satisfaction. Choose your first set using the lane rule, then commit to finishing it. When you finish, place it in its permanent spot. Then use the upgrade rule and change only one dimension at a time. This is how you build a collection that feels intentional, not accidental. Your next step is not to buy more. Your next step is to confirm what you enjoyed. After you finish your first set, write down 2 notes. Note 1 is what you liked about the build. Note 2 is what you liked about the finished object. If you liked steady progress and shelf presence, stay in the display lane and upgrade one level. If you liked handling and scenes, stay in the play lane and add a second small set that expands your stories. If you liked techniques and shaping, stay in the practice lane and repeat a compact build. Keep your collection coherent by using one constraint. Use one shelf. Use one box size limit. Use one build time limit. Constraints reduce regret, In the full guide on the channel, you will see the same system applied to other themes and other budgets. The loop is simple. Pick a lane, finish the set, place it well, upgrade one step, repeat.